Hello, everyone. I am Tacit, and welcome to the Gems of War Vault Grind. So, of course, we weren't quite able to hit the 1,000 goal. However, one thing I do hope to hit today, though not on this stream, because we're only going to be streaming for about an hour today. However, one thing I do hope to hit is 2,000 Vault Keys. Not within one weekend, but in total. I think we started at like 1,300, so that would be 700 then. This weekend, not counting Epic Vault Keys, which we also would have gotten several dozen of. But as pretty much our game plan then is to do that and get that as far as we possibly can within this next hour. So first we're going to go over all the spoilers, go clear out all the dailies, and then the rest of the time we're pretty much just running Paloozas. I made sure to keep some spears, and I think we have like 4 spears right now. Yeah, we have 3 spears. So we'll use all 3 of those spears this stream, and then off stream later today we'll go and try to finish all the way. Of course, the main reason why we're streaming now and not later today, if you're wondering why the weird time, is Super Bowls later today. So, yeah, we won't be streaming tonight, though we're doing the stream right now. So that's pretty much the game plan then. And, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So anyways, let's go and start going over all the weekly spoilers. So let's start all the way from the top. Oh, yeah, I forgot. The post won't be up yet, will it? Ha! I'm so used to every single Sunday. Like, we go first to the Gems of War forum. However, that's actually going to be useless to us today, because we don't even know what the world event scoring is going to be, as they don't post it until a little bit later. And now is not a little bit later, so unfortunately, we do not have access to it quite yet, as I think they normally post at like 7-ish or so. But luckily, we still have everything on Terran's World, so we'll be able to grab pretty much most of the information from there. So first, where should we go from? How many total 1,000 keys? I think we're like halfway there. So we're definitely not finishing it today. Of course, a bounty event, if you still want to do that, is concluding this weekend after today. So if you still want to do that, personally, I skipped on it for probably the first time ever, I believe. However, still a pretty good event nonetheless. But of course, Vault event's even better. We have Vault events still going on, of course, for the rest of today. You still have another 14 hours as of this exact moment in time. So still plenty of time to be messing around with that, and we shall be right now, as well as a little bit later, off stream. Oh wait, it's still showing Vault event next weekend? Wait, what? Are we getting back-to-back Vault event? Terran's World says yes. Based on the forum, she said it was like a 2 or 3 week gap between gaps. So I'm not sure if we have a Vault event next weekend. That might not be true. But we'll find out next weekend, or leading up to it. Anyways, I'm not sure on that. I'll need to figure out for the Monday video for tomorrow. Because based on what was said on the forum, we do not have a Vault event next weekend. We will have one very soon, but not next weekend soon. So we'll have to double check that. But anyways, other things that are going on next week, which is one, probably not a Vault event. However, maybe. We have a standard world event. We don't know what the scoring is yet because they haven't posted on the forum. But I'm pretty sure it's just as annoying as it's always been. Faction, we have ourselves the Wild Court. Wednesday, we end up having the, is this new class? Or new pet? Let's see. This sounds new. Yeah, it's the Valentine's Day pet. We get the Valentine's Day 2023 pet tomorrow. I mean, Wednesday. So we'll be getting that this week. Definitely make sure to get it, as it'll probably be really annoying to get in a later point. Basically a box of chocolates, which is pretty cool. So we have that coming in. Thursday, we're going to end up having the class event associated to the kingdom, which actually didn't show the troop yet. But that does mean, let's see, where's the class event here? Class. Why is it not showing the class? Well, we could easily figure this out through, that's so weird. Why is Terran's World, like, weirdly unupdated, but also updated? But one way that we can actually know what the class is it's the Divinian Fields week. And because it's the Divinian Fields week, we actually know what the class is. It is a Oracle. It's the Oracle class, because that's associated to Divinian Fields, as everything next week is associated to Divinian Fields. So we kind of already know that's going to be Oracle. Oracle's pretty bad. It's among one of the worst hero classes. Centaurs, as a typing in general, are kind of bad. There's another new Centaur, if nothing else, an epic one. Creates a bunch of yellow gems and spirit gems. Oh, yellow spirit mix. And gain enchantment, so that can kind of counter out the effect slightly. It also has Airlink for a little bit of extra mana. Interesting. Similar to other things that create 8 and 8, I don't think like this is going to be viable. It doesn't have enough follow-up. Gaining enchant's not particularly... Well, what is a good effect? But isn't a good effect when the enemy can drain you for like 10 mana? Because this thing, for whatever reason, doesn't have immune to mana drain. It has Spirit Armor, which is spell reduction. It has Airlink, which is more mana, which both of those are fine. But then it has Centaur plus 2 plus 2 life instead of immunity. Which you would definitely prefer to have immunity. you'd much, much, much rather have immunity there to mana drain. So it's a little bit weird. Any kind of any troop that ever gets Spirit Gem creation, while not having mana drain immunity itself, is probably not going to be worth using. And this Churon guy that's coming out tomorrow is pretty much in that category. Where, yes, he has like the mana drain, you can kind of get it off, you might even be able to loop with it like a little bit, but ultimately it's just not going to end up being worth using due to the fact that it can just drain itself. Like, enchant's not going to be enough. If it was enchant and bless to itself, that'd be a different story, because then you'd have the 2 mana per turn to kind of counteract that in case you do other shenanigans while also having bless, because bless, for any of you that don't know, also includes immune to mana drain. So if you have a mechanic that does that, like something that creates bless gems plus, spirit gems plus bless mechanic on itself, you would then have immune to your mana drain, as well as having the mana drain itself. So anything that ever gets that's going to be interesting. I'm not sure if we will be. However, this is not it. Also, as we can kind of see here, new kingdom very soon, TM. It's a War Gear kingdom. Entire kingdom based around War Gears. We're going to be getting War Gear Hero class, which we currently do not have. If I'm not mistaken, it's the last primary typing that we do not have. This isn't next week, but it will be the week after next week, so still kind of relevant. Anyways, but yeah, next week doesn't seem like we have as much going on, unless we do indeed have a Vault Event weekend next weekend, in which case we have a lot going on. However, I'm not sure if Terran's World is correct on this, because last I recall in the forum, we do not actually have a Vault Event next weekend. There's a chance we do, but there's a good chance we don't. So we'll just have to wait and see. Oh, also, interesting, that other week we're actually getting Journey Event, because of the new kingdom. Anyways, yeah, Vault Weekend's still up in the air, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens next weekend. And go from there. Anyways, that's pretty much a rundown. Not too much going on unless we do indeed have that Vault event, which I am pretty sure we don't, but we'll find out very soon. Probably within the next day or so, we'll kind of have a definitive. Hopefully on the Monday video, I'll be able to mention like definitively. But on the forum, it didn't really get fully amended until like Tuesday, which is kind of convenient because we didn't cover the video until later. However, hopefully that doesn't happen again, and we kind of know the full clarification immediately. Anyways, what out of the way, let's go clear out any basic dailies. The first thing I actually want to take is something I saw right before I started the stream, but the timer was high enough that I knew we'd still have time to get to it, and that is Huanglong. This is for a somewhat decent dragon. It's one of the better dragons in the game. It's a mythic dragon. The reason we don't have the pet max is, well, it was locked behind money at one point. However, it is no longer locked behind money. So let's go and get more copies of it. Anyways, hello everyone. Hope all you guys have been doing well. We're going to hand out 2 redeem codes today. Oh, I never grabbed them from Discord, though. I need to go do that. But hello, Henry. Hello, Lestat. Hello, hello, Sizzle. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Darren. Hello, Han. Hello, Hamish. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Because the Kingdom Pass starting on the 20th, they can't run Vault later as they suggested in their post. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay, so we are going to have back-to-back Vault events then. Did they mention it on the forum? I didn't see that bit on it. I saw the other one. But that's interesting. Oh, so back-to-back Vault events. That's super interesting. I'm not sure we've ever had 2 Vault weekends directly in a row. I'm not sure. But, wow. Well, next weekend, back to the grind. Interesting. Well, back to the grind we go. So hello, Henry. Oh, sorry. Did I say hello in wrong order? I was kind of reading in weird order. Also, hello, Han, as well. Han and Hamish. Yeah, we'll see some new people, too, since we're not really streaming at our normal time. I used to do, like, a midday stream, like, on Fridays and Saturdays, so that, like, other time zones could watch us. I have since then stopped that in the last couple years. However, we still ever so occasionally still do midday streams. Just generally, it's our standard one at night. Which, of course, some time zones can't end up watching just because it's kind of too late. Oh, can you please drop Submerge? How are you not dead yet? What's even the game plan here? There we go. Just regaining Submerge over and over again. Hello, Jose! Welcome, welcome. Now, let's go get this pet, clear out all the other dailies, and then pretty much the rest of the time, we're just running straight Palooza. I want to run 3 Paloozas this stream. And see where that ends us on keys. And then we'll have the final key count, at least for on-stream, or we will be streaming more off-stream. I mean, we will be grinding more off-stream. But whatever we are by the end of the hour is pretty much where we're going to be for the stream. I might go a little bit longer than an hour because I at minimum want to do all dailies plus 3 Paloozas. And wherever that puts us is where we shall stand. Do you think the dev said back-to-back vaults? They said no back-to-back. Yeah, that's what I thought. Last I saw, it was like a 2 to 3 week gap they wanted to do between them. Unless they posted something differently. The last information I've seen from the developers is we'd have one this weekend. We'd have another one in like 2 to 3 weeks. And then we'd have another one 2 to 3 weeks after that. Likely 3 weeks. So the most realistic timeline for vault events is one right now, obviously. 1 in 3 weeks, and then another one 3 weeks after that. Basically a perfect 3-week interval, and then it goes back to like normal schedule. However, we don't really know definitively. But yeah, last I heard they wanted some amount of weeks gaps between them, rather than having them back to back to back to back. Just to give a little bit of downtime between them. Otherwise, they're not as special anymore. If every single weekend's just a ultra buff weekend. That's a lucky skull from Sky there. And there we go. How many do we get? Come on, a billion of them. 2. Hey, that's enough for an upgrade. I'll take it. Though in all fairness, I think I only need 1 copy for an upgrade. Which means we had a 100% chance of it occurring. Yeah, we did only need 1 copy. Well, it was kind of a 100% chance, but oh well. Alright, we'll do this. Give him his little food. And there we go. Hong Long now has +1 to all stats. Alright, there we go. Anyways. So it's now +3 to all stats. So the +2. Grab our little bit of gems. Okay, and we have 46 pity keys right now. Anything good on adventure board? Well, no adventure board today. Anything good on dungeon? Obviously, it's diamond day. Oh, top 3. Oh, we did it! We got the perfect. Oh, it's been a while. The glorious top 3. Oh, it has been a good minute since we've gotten this. Oh, that's nice to see. We got the perfect top 3. Oh, there we go. Cool. Anyways, let's go take a... Oh, we'll take the red. Should be enough. Oh, hello, Daddy Shark. Hello, Maximus. Hello, Joe. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope all you've been having a wonderful weekend. I've been getting on that grind. It's definitely a good week to do so, or weekend to do so. And it's still going for another 14 hours, so still plenty of time to grind. And I will be a little bit off-stream later. We are just streaming for an hour as our only stream today. In the middle of nowhere, all the way at noon. That is the game plan. Yeah, perfect dungeon. We got a lot of Dragonite this weekend. Between a perfect dungeon, us still buying the 60 per day, plus the all the ones that we got for free from the actual event itself. We are sitting pretty nicely on a decent chunk. Unfortunately, it's still not going to matter if we keep getting bad RNG. Like, it doesn't matter how much Dragonite we have if we keep failing the Dragonite egg. But to some degree, we might not be any closer than we already were, but I don't know, we'll have to see. I'm not sure if I'm going to be opening the eggs quite yet, though. I still kind of want to hold off a little bit. And I can go from there. They can't do it again until the first week of April. Oh, yeah, aren't they doing a Kingdom event next week? They might be doing a Kingdom event next week. That's true. So I'm pretty sure after everything that happened, they're not going to stop doing what they're doing. Like, trying to prevent it from happening during a Kingdom event. Because if they're going to keep doing so many Kingdom events, they can't keep not doing Vault events during Kingdom events. That or Vault events will always be on either side of a Kingdom event, which is actually a bad... actually, it's not bad. Because Kingdom events are 5 weeks long, and are normally intervaled 6 weeks, so that actually technically could work. In theory. There we go. We got our Dragonite from a perfect dungeon. Top 3. Always love to see it. Despite it being top 3, I actually need to rune it in order to see if one of these is diamonds, because we actually get like 5 or 10 diamonds from clicking one of these. So I am going to click them, even though it'll hurt our perfect 3. But you guys know we always take top 3, so we obviously got perfect. Ah, no. But we got our Dragonite. Our free Dragonite, which was 120. I kind of mashed it pretty quickly. I believe it was 120. So we're sitting on a decent amount of Dragonite right now. 2,000. We definitely repaired our Dragonite in recent times. That's actually kind of nice. There we go. There we go. Anyways, so next order of business. I guess we're just running Palooza the whole time because I believe our guild is done with this. Right. Yeah, perfect. Good job, guild. We get a new title. We get a useless orange orb. And yeah, the only other thing we have to go do, other than the entirety of bounty event that I'm not going to touch. Poor bounty event. Sorry. We'll do you at some point again. Fall on a weekend that doesn't have a vault event weekend. Put like an arena weekend on every vault weekend or something. There's something useless there. Or even just no event at all. Anyways, other than the vault, of course. But anyways, let's go and just run Paloozas. So I guess the rest of the stream, we're literally just going to run Palooza until the end. So 3 Paloozas. Okay, let it begin. Go to games, go to soul. Oh, wait, before I do. Let me make sure our active team is the one I want to use, because that is not the one I want to use. This is the one I want to use. Let's make sure we're currently on our correct active team, and we'll be good to go. Alright, let's go do it. Do that. Boom, boom, dead. There's no info since what you posted days ago. Yeah, that's what the last post I saw as well. The one from Tuesday, I believe it was. Or late Monday, whatever it was. It was either late Monday night or like sometime Tuesday. There's no info since what you saw posted days ago. Next weekend in Arena is the last things Dev said. Vault weekend to 2 to 4 weeks, hopefully. But this would also be during the New Kingdom. Of course, yeah. Because New Kingdom's coming out next week. Not tomorrow next week, but next week. Like 8 days from now. I don't know. We'll just kind of have to wait and see. Unless we get more clarification on that soon. Gosh, it was so gloomy the other day. I think it almost made me sick. Because I've been kind of like sniffly this morning. And I think it's almost because it rained for like 6 or 7 hours straight yesterday. Because for like more than half the stream, probably 2/3 of stream yesterday, I mean. It was just raining. It was just a super gloomy, looking like nighttime the entire time. Gloomy, rainy day. I think all the moisture kind of made me a little snuffly. Oh, why am I attacking these? I need to go start the timer. I only wanted to do that once. I'm like doing it as if we're trying to farm verses. Alright, let's go start up the timer. Vault events will be usually scheduled, which is 6 weeks unless a new kingdom releases, class releases when a kingdom pass is running, due to previous issues when kingdom pass and vault events run at the same time. Yeah, because they're trying to avoid doing that now, like the whole kingdom pass and other thing running at the same time. Alright, let's go run games, Soulforge, other, and let's go get our Paloozas done. Also, I will hand out a code after our first Palooza, and I guess near the end of it all. Also, I need to go bring them up, so I don't even have them open right now. I'll do that after this Palooza. Alright, let it begin. Yeah, let's see what we end up getting here. Hopefully some good loot to end it out on. This isn't going to be the last of our grind, but it will be the last of our on-stream grinds, these last 3 Paloozas. But I do still hope to hit at least the goal of hitting 2,000 Vault keys this weekend. Not total, but, you know, or I should say total, not this weekend specifically. As in our total number of keys, not necessarily the total number that we got this weekend. But realistically, by the end, we would have hit like 700-something-ish keys. Whereas, our total will be 2,000, which is our main goal. Because we started at 1,300. Which means by the end, we'd have like 750 keys. And the reason I say 750 is because you have to keep in mind, epic Vault keys are not counted in our Vault key stash. So if we're trying to get from 1,300 to 2,000, that would only matter our actual Vault key number, as our epic Vault key, while very useful and more enticing, does not actually count towards it technically. I'm going to try to do that during the Super Bowl, between the Super Bowl, while eating. Actually, I'm probably picking up the food in about 2 hours from now, actually. Like almost after the stream, probably going to start picking it up. First, got to figure out what we're actually going to get, though. I think we just settled on just picking up some Dominoes and making some cookies. There's sugar cookies from earlier. Not sure if I'll have any spares, because we're probably going to eat most of them while they're warm. But we will be getting Domino's and hopefully something nice. I'm not even sure what Domino's has these days. The main thing I've been addicted to at Domino's lately, I'm not sure if they even have the item because I haven't ate there for about a month now at this point, is, gosh, I am so addicted to their, like, 5 cheese dip thing. It is so absurdly good. I hope they still have a sale on it. That or the pizza or something. They actually run pretty decent sales, but I feel like the pricing when you don't take one of their sale tickets is so absurdly bad. Like, if you don't take one of their flat rate discount ones that they normally have running, or some kind of other, like, pizza bundle that almost, like, cuts it in half or something similar. Like, their base prices with no discounts is so overpriced. But with the discounts, it's like, it's, like, passable. It's still not good pizza, though. Which is why, generally at Domino's lately, I don't even get their pizza anymore. And if I do, it's, like, maybe occasionally a pineapple pizza. But their pizza quality is so bad. In all fairness, a lot of pizza chains are. Yeah, the pizza is bad enough that their average item is actually better than their pizza. I almost feel like that way with burger joints as well. I feel like the average generic burger chain has better other items than their best burger. Like, their other items are better than their best burger, basically. Like McDonald's, Wendy's, not Taco Bell, Burger King, stuff like that. What is a skill point to a troop mean? A skill point to a troop means that troop gains a bunch of stats. Basically how those work, it's a new one that they actually added about a year prior to now. That was added, I believe, in the 6.6 patch or something similar. But basically, 1 year earlier, 1 year ago, they added a feature where they start adding pets that can add stats to a singular troop. So the way that they work is they add either 1 to 5 stats, depending on how upgraded they are, to the corresponding troop. Let's say, for example, I don't know, the one that we just did at the beginning of the stream, for Penglong. Or not Penglong, for, gosh, let me pick a different one, I forget his name. Let's say Desdemona. Desdemona ended up getting one of those pets. So, Desdemona, has one of those pets. So, specifically, the Desdemona troop, the one called Desdemona, gains 1 to 5 stats depending on how upgraded you have the pet. And that's basically how they work. One nice thing is whenever they've been doing holiday events recently, the next one probably being for Easter most likely, because I don't think they're doing one for St. Patrick's Day, and they definitely didn't do one for Valentine's Day, though we are getting a pet next week for it. But anyways, they basically just give 1 to 5 stats to their corresponding troop, with 5 when fully maxed. It's not a huge bonus, but if the troop is already good, 5 to all stats is definitely a great buff to the troop. But it doesn't make a bad troop good. Like, they sometimes add them to, like, completely useless troops, which makes the pet kind of completely useless, because plus 5 to all stats on something that's already useless does not make it better. But it is pretty beneficial on something that is average, and extremely beneficial if the thing is already good. One of the better ones that they've done is Honglong, which is one we actually just got more copies of. The other one that was pretty good was Web Spinner. Why on earth did they give Web Spinner plus 5 all stats? I do not know. But yeah, they made Web Spinner even more broken. It's probably the strongest one they've ever added so far, was the plus 5 stats to Web Spinner. Or was it to Arachne Weaver? No, it was to Web Spinner. Gosh, Arachne Weaver would be even more broken. I think they gave it to Arc Proxy Evandra and Web Spinner. Arc Proxy Evandra, unfortunately, doesn't benefit too much from it, from not using magic. But Web Spinner definitely does, because not only is it normally used in first slot, so it needs the durability, but it is also used in, but it also needs the skull value, so you can end up hitting 3 times as much damage. Meaning 5 attack for it is actually 15 total damage in most situations. Reminds you of the school burgers. Oh gosh. Cafeteria food was so awful. How many different schools have I been to? Probably like 5 or 6. And I cannot remember a single cafeteria that has had good food. It almost looks like prison food. Looking back on it, like, you don't think of it at the time. Like, when you're, like, in school. But afterwards, looking back, it was pretty much just prison food. Like, prisoners might literally get better food than what is served at what is served at schools. Of course, that could have changed over the years, but I have a feeling it hasn't. I know there's a lot of lobbying from fast food places to, like, literally not give kids food. Just because they make more money if there isn't, like, a proper food system at schools. Because it gives a higher incentive that people would bring them to their fast food joints. I know they've lobbied a lot in the past. I'm not sure if that's even illegal anymore. I think it might still be legal for them to literally lobby, like, don't give kids food. So they buy our food. Because I know that's something they've definitely lobbied for in the past. At this point, it's like, give kids food, but make it, like, horrible. Make it cheap, horrible, and inexpensive to give. How many Nomapaloozas do I have? I have 13 right now. We're running 3 to stream. And I'm just keeping my reserve of 10. And I will be running more off-stream, but that's how many we'll have for now. McDonald's has the worst burgers. Honestly, McDonald's has definitely been falling off for me. Because they keep getting rid of every item I've ever loved. The 2 most noteworthy ones... Oh, nice. Oh, actually not too nice. It's actually going to get in our way some. But, yeah, McDonald's is getting rid of almost every single item I've ever loved on their menu. The 2 most noteworthy ones is the chicken wraps. They killed their best item they ever owned, ever. And they got rid of the fruit parfaits! They got rid of those, like, $1 mini fruit parfaits that kept getting smaller and smaller that were actually kind of big when they first came out. And then they kept downsizing and downsizing and downsizing. And now they just literally don't serve them anymore. They were so good! And actually kind of reasonable. And if you really want to get sketchy with it, you could technically steal some water from them or soda from them by using the cup of the thing. And then you could get super value for $1. Because not only would you get the... they can't stop you if you take water. But they can technically stop you if you take soda. But you can still technically do it. But anyways, I used to do that in college. It was very cost efficient because you got a fruit parfait and a drink. But for like $1. But yeah, I miss those so much. They're so good. But yeah, they got rid of all their good items and replaced it with whatever on earth their menu is now. Like the biggest issue with McDonald's menu is why would I ever go to McDonald's? Like what item do they have that would ever make you step in the foot in there, except for their fries? That's like the only exception. The fries are insanely good. But not counting their fries, they have like nothing these days. All their burgers are super average. Their breakfast is still good, I do have to say, but really overpriced for what it is. Like their full deluxe breakfast with like the biscuit, the egg, the pancakes, all that. Like that's still pretty good. That one that has like those like the syrup buns. Like oh gosh, what's it called? It has a special name. But it's like almost like a bacon, egg, and cheese with a with like gosh, it's like buns that are literally like pancakes. Grillet, skillet, I can't remember what it's called. It has a proper name. But those are kind of good, but also kind of overpriced. $1 for a parfait, a soda, and a pocket of napkins. Honestly, I have done that before. I have legitimately done that before. Mostly in college, because money was tight. Or at least tighter. But, yeah, I've done that before. I have gone into a McDonald's, gotten a fruit parfait, ate that fruit parfait, got a soda, washed it out, got a... Because I would almost make a root beer float out of it, almost in a sense. Except instead of ice cream, it was, you know, the leftover yogurt that was in there. To make sure you got every last bit of yogurt. Because you would do that to get every last bit of yogurt in it. Because here was the meta for it. For $1 plus tax, it was like $1.07 or whatever it is. The meta that used to be at McDonald's was you get a fruit parfait, you eat the fruit parfait, you fill it with like root beer, and then get all the side yogurt off, and that tastes pretty good. The root beer into side yogurt combo. And then you then fill it with water, or even wash it out, then fill it up with water. And then you have yourself some standard water to sip as you walk away from the building. Because generally I was walking there completely, because I had to walk to the bus station for the public transport and just had to walk everywhere. So it was like a good little water for the walk. And yeah, so basically for $1 you could get a fruit parfait, a small soda, a very small one, and a small water for to go. It was very cost efficient. And if you wanted, you could take some napkins. So you had some backup napkins. Which also act as cup holders, or what are those called? Those little pads, so you don't make sure you leave a circle on the surface. Because I've used those napkins for that purpose, for the exact cup that I used. So yeah, that was the whole meta then. You take a fruit parfait, you eat this fruit parfait, you fill it with root beer to get all the side residual yogurt to not leave any behind. You then clean out the cup with water and then fill it with water. And then you drink the water on your way back, walking back, and you grab some napkins from the place so that when you get back to the house and you put the water down, you put it on a nice surface that is a napkin. That was a very efficient dollar. But you can't do that anymore. They got rid of their food parfaits. Of course, they have other things that are kind of equivalent to that, but not as cheap. Go for a Happy Meal. Do they even still do toys for the Happy Meals? I feel like this wouldn't be cost efficient for them these days. Well, I guess maybe so. They're all made in China, probably. For literal pennies. One singular gem. That means he did a 5-gem drop. You know for sure. Because otherwise it would have been like a 2 or 3 gem. Because if it was a 20 drop, it would have been a 2 or 3. If it was a 5, it goes all the way down to 1. Which is what that was. Come on, click, click, click. That's something I made a lot of mistakes on this weekend. Doing dragon clicks. Dragon clicks in this game cancels your click. Or it doesn't initialize it. This is good to make sure if you accidentally misclicked on something, you can kind of undo it just by constantly holding down. But this also causes the issue where you don't want to drag click. And you just want to single click, but you accidentally drag click, meaning you don't actually get the click. I feel like this is more of an issue on mouse than it is with, like, touchscreen. It's really easy to drag the mouse around very quickly. Whereas you're generally not doing the same with your finger. Alright, coming down to the final minute here. And then we'll go hand out a redeem code, and then we'll hand out one more a little bit later. By a little bit later, I mean probably within the next half an hour. Because we're probably going for 2 more Paloozas after this thing, calling it. Ooh, a Curse Gnome hold if we wanted. I don't think I want it, though. I'd rather have the few extra keys. Come on, show us something. Show us anything. Something good. Come on, show me the gnome. You know the one. Alright, we can maybe get 2 more checks after this one. Oh, a triple glory is so worth holding on. I'm not doing it, though. Probably should have. Triple glory is a huge hold for how much resources you can get. Okay, can we make this in time? We'd have to do it. No, I'm not going to. Ah, we only got a single glory now. I should have held the other one. But whatever loot here we wouldn't have gotten. But we would have gotten a lot more glory, but I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. Let's give it a few extra seconds just in case. Give it some time to simmer. Let it simmer down. And then kill it out. Alright, what do we get here? At least give us 1,000? No. Oh, yeah, we did. Okay, okay. At least the one glory gives 1,000. Rest of the loot, not that good, unfortunately. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we probably would have gotten more loot if we just would have held. Unfortunate. Alright, I can stop the timer now. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and redeem code. Give me a second, though, because it's currently in the Discord, and I don't have the Discord open. And I forgot to post it in the thing, so one moment. I need Discord to load, which is going to take, however long it wants to take. Definitely not going to be particularly quick. Oh, this is on my main computer, so it shouldn't take that long. Okay, there we go. It's already almost loaded. Loading, 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 loading. Okay, we're in. Alright, anyways, what was I doing? I'm looking for Kafka. I'm looking for... Oh, that's weird. It shows the icon of the game I'm playing, but also that I'm playing OBS Studio. That's an interesting combination. Is Discord actually smart enough to know both? That is really interesting. I did not know that. But yeah, it says I'm playing OBS Studio, but it has the icon of Gems of War. So it knows I'm doing OBS Studio, and it knows I'm doing Gems of War. Interesting. Like, I know that it does it when you're doing one, I just didn't realize it knows it when you're doing both. Because it knows I am both streaming through OBS Studio as well as specifically playing Gems of War. Interesting. And generally don't check Discord. Gosh, that's actually kind of advanced. They're coding. It's good. Anyways, let me go get these 2 codes. Speaking of codes, oops, oh, good. Never mind. Almost accidentally undid it. And then 1 second. Then I need to put it over here. Put that over there. Okay, here it goes. Go. Here is. Oh yeah, I forgot. I don't have the light on right now. My lighting probably looks all weird. Here, let me fix that stuff. I thought the natural lighting would be enough, but it's so gloomy again today. So there's like barely any natural lighting coming in. Because normally midday it kind of is. The midday situation for lighting is kind of insane. Because there's a window right there. And that's like the bane of existence of midday streams. Is that window. Because gosh, does it love messing with the light balance in this room. Or the lack thereof. Anyways, did I post the code yet? No, I did not. Here you guys go. Here's the first code of 2. We'll have the other one in a very soon amount of time. But there you guys go. There's the redeem code used on gemsofwar.com. Underneath the game code section. Your invite code can be found in your settings menu, whatever your game says in bottom left corner settings. Redeem code's right over there in chat. Cut paste random numbers there, starting with 3N. And give same loot as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. But there you guys go. Enjoy. Alright, so next order of business. Let's go and run 2 more Paloozas. And then we'll probably call it there. And you know what? We'll hand out the next redeem code after the second Palooza. Before we do the tally, but after we do the second Palooza. So let's go do 2 more. Let's go run it back. Soul Forge, other Palooza. And let the grind commence. And then we'll do 1 more Palooza after this one. Yep, no problem for the code, everyone. Enjoy, and definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. And do keep in mind, there is no 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time stream tonight due to Super Bowl. This basically is our 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time 1-hour stream that we're doing right now. And I still will be grinding this event more off-stream. How much so, I'm not quite sure, but between the Super Bowl and everything else, and if I have some time before I go to bed tonight, we'll grind a little bit more in hopes that we can reach our 2,000 total goal, as we definitely will not be there by the end of the stream. I can assure you that. We will not be at 2,000 total vault keys by the end of this stream. So that will be the goal, hopefully, by the end of today. You have no problem for the code, everyone. Enjoy. Skynet is always watching. It's kind of amazing how Discord just completely took over the space for such an app. Because I remember, like, about a decade ago, maybe even a little bit longer than that, there were, like, a few different apps that were, like, kind of similar, but kind of, like, not as worth using. And then Discord came out and was just, like, perfect for everything. Like, it's insane all the things Discord can do. I probably don't even utilize it for, like, 10% of the total things you could do. There's a lot that it actually does. Oh, he actually survived. There's a soul gnome taking over a mythic. That's unfortunate. Does happen though. Yeah, I remember using TeamSpeak way back when. I still actually have it downloaded on my other computer. Probably should undownload it to free up some space, as it's getting very tight on space. Yeah, I used TeamSpeak like maybe twice ever. Try those LED light strips. The problem is the way my room is organized, I kind of need, like one of those big, like, white lamp things. Whatever those called. Almost like what those studios use, but a way cheaper version of it, because there's no way I'm paying that much for one. I have priced them in the past. I actually use a very mini version of one. That was like 20 bucks for 2, and it does what it needs to do. That's actually the light I just turned on. It's like a very mini holdable version, but it also has like a stand so you can put it on your desk. And that's where it is right now. I don't actually use the second one. I used to, but it was just too clunky, so I just stuck with the one. Though it would make sure we don't have a shadow behind us if we have light from both sides. The biggest issue with the left side of me right now, if I was to do something like that, is the light might be unbalanced. Because while I have plenty of room to put a big light to the right of me, I have no room to put a light to this direction over to the left. Or at least my left. I'm not sure what direction I'm even pointing at right now visually on screen. Because the biggest issue with over there is, like, there's a TV there, there's storage there, there's a path there to get around the bed. Whereas to the right, there's literally an empty corner with nothing in it ever since I reorganized the room. Like a perfect spot for one. But then the light balance would be off. Because you'd have a bunch of light from one side and no light from the other. Which might cause super shadows against our green screen. If you thought we had shadows now, we'd literally have like a black outline at that point. That's why you put LED strips on the ceiling or wall. Would that work, though? The problem is I have popcorn ceiling, so I can't really put it on the wall. I mean, on the ceiling. And I'm not sure it would really work on the wall. Because I don't have much wall space there, because a lot of it is window. So even then, the lighting wouldn't be even. Because due to the window, you can't have lighting across the entire wall corresponding to the green screen. It would only... It's one of the reasons why that window, like, completely ruins the lighting to the green screen, too. Because it applies it to about half the green screen, but not the other half. And I can't really put, like, something like that on the wall to try to put light in this direction. To have it, like, consistently. Because it would only cover, like, maybe 2/3 of the area, whereas the window covers the other 1/3. I black out the window. Well, even then, I can't put something on the wall there. I guess I could if I could put, like, a clip or something on it. Because there's no wall to put it into. It would have to be, like, pinned to the frame of the window. The blackout window could end up holding it. True. Your friend uses it for stairs and everywhere in the basement. Interesting. Yeah, they'd be pretty good for stairs. This could work in a basement as well. Need coffee. I haven't had any caffeine today. I didn't think I would really need any for this stream either. Plus, I'm gonna have a bunch of caffeine when I have the pizza and everything else later. So I didn't want to have anything this morning. Because I'm gonna have plenty of it later today. I didn't want to overconsume caffeine. You found strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper? That sounds amazing. Yeah, whatever happened to, like, cream-flavored Coca-Cola? I think the only place I ever see that at anymore is, you know those machine touchscreen, like, soda dispenser things? Those, like, slightly more advanced ones that have, like, a billion different flavors and everything in them? That is the only place I can recall that has cream, Coca-Cola. I never see it in stores or anywheres. It's only in that one, like, vending machine thing. Or whatever you'd call the machine that does the sodas. The dispensary of all the flavors. So, hello, person whose name is in Russian. Unfortunately, I cannot understand what that is. But welcome. I also can't Google Translate it at the moment. But welcome, welcome. So, hello, Supernova. Welcome as well. A Coca-Cola freestyle machine? Is that actually what it's called? Because I definitely use it like that. If I'm using one of those machines, like if I'm paying for a drink at a location that has one of those machines, I'm mixing like 3 to 5 different flavors. I'm gonna build like the most like absurd combinations of flavors that can possibly exist. That's actually its name. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's exactly how I use it. I mix together like everything. Like you gotta get the right balance of like cream Pepsi into like orange Fanta into like something else. I can't remember what combinations I've done in the past. It's been a while. But you definitely got to get like a good like cream Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper. What's the other one that kind of balances out a little bit? There's like a third one. It was like cream, or actually it was cherry Coca-Cola. I did a lot. It was like cherry Coca-Cola into Dr. Pepper into like one other thing that kind of balanced it out, so it wasn't like too overwhelming. I can't remember what the third one was though. I feel like it was orange Fanta, but I'm pretty sure it was something else. I said, hello, Clip Bomb. Hello, Cookie. Hello, Mehmet. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I still got 4 minutes on this Palooza. Then we'll go run it back to another. Then we'll hand out a code. And then we'll get our final tally. Oh, you know what I think I put in it? I think it was root beer. I think it was cherry Coke, Dr. Pepper, and root beer or something. Something like that. I can't remember. So I remember when I was on a road trip. I can't remember what state it was, though. But one time when I was going to Canada, when my dad was driving there, when I was in high school, there was some place up north that made their own root beer. And gosh, it was the best root beer I think I've ever tasted. I want to say Vermont? Something, it might have been slightly south from Vermont. But it was like one state kind of in that area, like north of New York and New Jersey, like north of there, that had the best root beer I think I've ever tasted in my life. Because they brewed it themselves in the place itself. Like, it wasn't like a pre-bought one that's just, like, dispensed from a container or something similar. Like, they actually, like, brewed it in-house. And gosh, it was insanely good. I've never had a root beer that even, like, remotely contested that root bear ever in my life. And I can't even remember what it was. Yeah, it wasn't a name brand root beer. It was literally like hand brewed in their place. It was one of their main selling points. They sold a bunch of food, obviously, as well, because it was like a standard eatery place. But their main gimmick is they had pretty much from scratch brewed root beer in their place. It was probably so sugary, though. But gosh, it was so good. The root beer in general is kind of high in sugar to begin with. Maybe it just had really fresh sugar cane for it or something, I'm not sure. But whatever it was amazing. I wish I knew the name of the place. Because I would totally go back if I did. It was just like one of those kind of places you would randomly go to on a road trip. And then be like absurdly surprised by how good it is. Because when you go on a road trip, you're either going to be like super disappointed or really surprised by the food. Like there's like basically 3 states. There are 3 states of food when you're on a road trip. There's like, wow, this was absurdly disappointing. This was absurdly average. Or this is the best thing I've ever had of this product in my life. There's pretty much no in between. There's those 3. No, he got away again! That's the second Dragonite Gnome that got away from us this weekend. Though luckily that one was for less loot, so it didn't matter as much. Oh wait, why did I not hold? Oh, I should have held on him. Though if he would have ran away anyways, I guess it didn't really matter. I forgot, we're so close on timer, I wasn't paying attention. Wow, where did the time go? It felt like this Palooza just started. We're on the last 20 seconds. I should have held, though that would have been hurt even more. Because we would have held on that battle and then he ran away. Oh gosh, that would have been so bad. Maybe we'll come back over here. Oh, so hello, Mason. Welcome, welcome. Oh, wait. I gotta quick. Okay, hopefully I made it in time. I might not have made it in time. Okay, good. We made it in time. Right now we just kill it. Right, one more Palooza. What do we get here? Oh, at least 4 gem keys. Got the low roll and the glory, unfortunately. It happens, though. Anyways, okay. I guess we'll run one last Palooza. Also looks like we'll hit about, probably 50 pity. That should, bring it over the edge there. Oh, I just realized something. Because there's a bounty event going on, we actually can't see what our, amount of points are to the next key. It was like, wait, why have we not gotten up on it? But it's because I can't actually see it. Oh, that's kind of unfortunate. Interesting. Also, hello, Defiant. Once you have all of the dragons, will you buy any more Dragonites with gems? No. Once you have all the dragons, there's no point in buying more Dragonite with gems. Like, we'll still probably use the Dragonite on some of them. If they don't seem to add a purpose for that, or just hoard them as we normally do. But, no, I do not intend to keep buying the 300 gem Dragonite thing every single day. Because they're probably going to add a new patch that will sink gems very soon. Anyways. Alright, let's go run one last Palooza. One more Palooza. Alright, Soul Forge. Other. Final Palooza of the stream. Oh, Mason, what did you mention? Just leave the games menu and keep going back until the pity key counter comes back. Wait, what? Just leave the games menu. Wait, it works like that? Oh! I never knew that. Wait, really? Has that always been a feature? I've done it a couple times before, and after those couple times, it still didn't do it. But yeah, if you just do it several times in a row, it brings up the Volkey thing. I never knew that. Oh, that's cool. I wonder if that's always worked. It probably has. I just never bothered clicking more than like 4 times to try to do it. I just assumed after it didn't do it after a few, it's like, oh yeah, it's just going to keep going there. Interesting. Yeah, if you do it like 4 times, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, or was that 5? It was like 5 or 6. But yeah, if you do it enough times, that's probably why, because I only ever did it like up to maybe like 3 times, and then it's like, oh, it didn't work, so okay, it probably doesn't work. Yeah, apparently if you just do it like 5 or 6 times, it eventually brings it up. I never knew that. Interesting. Anyways, let's go run one last Palooza. And then we'll go do our final tally. We'll go hand out a code after this Palooza, do our final tally, and, or at least our final on-stream tally. We're still going to be having more keys than whatever that number says, as we still will be grinding for the other 12 hours. As you still have 13 hours left for this event. While it is almost over, 13 hours, that's a lot of grind. There's a lot of resources you can get in that time. Even if you're only doing a couple hours at that time. Oh, timer. Oh no! Well, we're playing RNG on timer. Oh no. You know what? I'm not even going to start the timer. We're just going to play RNG on, will we get it at the right time? Oh no. Actually, maybe I should start the timer just in case we get a Dragonite gnome near the end. So we know approximately. So let's assume this timer is 14 minutes. You get 2 shinies in Pokemon Go in 30 minutes. Nice. Without even leaving your house. Nice. Yeah, I haven't actually played Gen 9 since the most recent patch. I mean, since the most recent... not the patch. But since the most recent... oh yeah, that reminds me. Isn't Greninja this week? I'm not sure if I ever caught Greninja on my second account. I need to go do that. Because I haven't been playing it. But yeah, the last time we streamed Gen 9 was the last time I played Gen 9. All we did was go like 80-something% win rate in multiplayer. Get to Master Rank, and then we shiny hunted a little. That's like all I did. And I haven't played since. It's pretty much all I played this entire month for it. It has the issue that a lot of Pokemon games have initially, in that there isn't much endgame content until they start adding the DLC. Because they hide all like the super endgame content behind DLC paywall. The problem with that is we don't know when it's coming out. We probably will next month because of Pokemon Day. I can't remember what time that is, but I know it's sometime in March. But we probably won't know till then. Or is it sometime in February? I know it's like sometime within this time of year. But yeah, we won't know definitively until soon. I'm kind of curious what they end up doing with it. I would say my main side grind game these days is RuneScape. Speaking of which, I've been playing it right now. We'll have a basically every single Wednesday, we'll basically have a summary stream for it, where we stream for like 10-ish hours and just kind of summarize everything we've done up to that point. Almost all of which are AFK. Like generally the way I play RuneScape, which is actually really good for how we stream it too, is like 90% is AFK, the other 10% is actively playing. So all we have to do is just do the 90% of AFK off stream and then do the 10% of playing on stream and we'll be good to go. That's basically what we've been doing with RuneScape to try to make it slightly more interesting. As this is a pretty grind-heavy game. But I enjoy grind-heavy games. You haven't played Pokemon since it's Thursday due to Vault Event? True. Also gotta remember, the timer's technically 14-minute, not 15-minute, since we started it later. Oh, it's the end of this month in about 2 weeks? Oh, that's pretty soon then. I'm curious what they'll announce, because I kind of got back into Pokemon ever since Legends Arceus last year. So oddly enough, this year I've been playing it a lot less. It's really strange, because I kind of got back on a Pokemon kick and played Pokemon for thousands of hours last year. Yet this year, I've probably touched it for, like, maybe 50 hours? Not even. Probably less. Not sure exactly what happened. Because I was, like, absurdly into Pokemon for a year. And then it's like, I'm still into it right now, but it's like, a bit less so. I think it's mostly because Gen 9 kind of missed the mark compared to Legends Arceus. Though I say that, I actually have more time in Gen 9 than I do in Legends Arceus at this current moment in time. Even though I personally feel like I enjoyed my time with Legends Arceus more, I actually do have more playtime in... I feel the same way about Sword and Shield. Like, I have, like, probably 3,000 hours in Sword and Shield or something. But I feel like the enjoyment relative to time wasn't as high. Sea of Stars. It's a Switch game that's some people with Paper Mario-like elements. Ooh. I do like Paper Mario-likes. And not modern Paper Mario-likes, but, you know, the actual original good Paper Mario-likes. The most recent one I played is Bug Fables. We streamed it a while back. I never streamed when they added more content to it, but it was a pretty good game. I enjoyed it a lot. But it was basically in between of, like, I wouldn't say the art style of Hollow Knight. Now that I've played Hollow Knight, I don't think I can describe it that way. Like, they both have bugs, But beyond that point, I don't think they have any similarities. They're both just like bug-centered games. But yeah, it was mostly just like a combination between Paper Mario and that's it. Just Paper Mario. It was literally just the OG Paper Mario games, which, you know what? We really have to play Thousand Year Door on this channel at some point. I have the physical copy and everything. I just haven't bothered getting all that working yet. But I really need to. Because that game is one of the pinnacle of what Nintendo has ever made. Like, I would put it in the top 10 games Nintendo has ever made. Maybe even top 5. And it was the last absurdly good Paper Mario game. The Paper Mario game after that ruined the formula, but it was still good. And then every Paper Mario thereafter was just horrible. They just stripped it of everything that made it Paper Mario. Like, it was still a Mario game, but it wasn't like a Paper Mario game. They stripped it of everything that made it like that. Like, the most recent one they did, Origami King. Like, they lean all in on, like, the whole paper thing. Like, I think one of the bosses is literally a stapler. Like, that's not even a joke. It's quite literally, like, a stapler. I think another one's, like, pencils. Like, they way, like, overdid the whole paper thing. Because it was mostly just the aesthetic. It wasn't necessarily, like, the whole mechanic. And I think they just went too weird in a direction, and they stripped all the RPG elements. Or not all the RPG elements, but all the good RPG elements. Because Thousand Year Door was actually a pretty deep game mechanically. Not the deepest out there, but compared to the rest of the series. Oh, Tyrion, what were you mentioning? Which will be first? A Nintendo Direct or Tastus Mythic tier list video? I hope to get that out next week. Keyword on hope. Pokemon Legends Arceus is the gateway drug to Pokemon. It actually is. You know what else was, though it didn't get me hooked? There was 2 gateway drugs to Pokemon. But I think the biggest one was Pokemon Go. I personally never played Pokemon Go to this day. I didn't play it when it was the big crave multiple years ago, and I still haven't played it a single day since. But I think Pokemon Go was the main, like, drug into the Pokemon franchise. A very addictive, tries to encourage you to exercise, collectathon that you can play literally whenever on your phone. Like, that was the true gateway drug into Pokemon. It was also, I believe, the first Pokemon game, was it? I think at the time, I'm not sure because there's like 5 or 6 on them on mobile now. But I think it was the first of the Pokemon mobile games, wasn't it? So it was the first time Pokemon was ever available to people who didn't have Nintendo consoles, which was also huge. Because that means anyone could play Pokemon at that point. Because unless I'm forgetting of one, I believe that was the first of their several Pokemon games. Now they have like a billion of them. They have Pokemon Unite, they have Pokemon Go, they have Pokemon, whatever that one battle one is. They have Pokemon Cafe Mix. They have Pokemon Teeth, which is like that one brushing app for kids. They have, did they ever release Pokemon Sleep? I don't think they have yet. They have Pokemon Home. They have Pokemon, what other mobile app did they have? But that was before they had like a billion mobile apps. Like they do nowadays. Because I'm pretty sure it was the first. Pokemon Yellow was your gateway? Yes, I have played the originals. The originals were so good. Like, visually, they don't hold up. But the feel of them at the time was just so insanely good. They were pretty much some of the best games on the market upon their release. I don't even think that's opinion. I think there's just facts. They were literally the most successful. Like, to this day, Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, I believe still outsells even modern Pokemon games. It was that popular at the time. Because I don't think there's been a single modern Pokemon game that has actually passed the amount of sales. Not Sword and Shield, not Scarlet and Violet, though eventually probably Gen 10 will if they actually make it good. But I believe it's still the highest selling Pokemon game ever, despite it being the first. Well, I guess probably because it was the first. Yeah, it was definitely a had-to-be-there kind of game. Like, you look back at it now, like if a 10-year-old looks back at that game, it's like, was this popular? But if you look back at it in the context of what existed at the time, it was absurdly good. And it literally made Pokemon pretty much the most profitable IP in existence. It was that good. Basically kickstarted their whole everything. Yeah, I didn't know a single kid that didn't have Pokemon when I was a kid. Like, pretty much everyone had it. Even kids that didn't have parents that didn't have as much money even had it. That's how many kids had it. There were kids that were, like, nearly to the point of being considered legally homeless. And they still had, like, a Game Boy Color with a... actually, it would probably be the older one. So they probably had, like, the non-Game Boy Color, just like the Game Boy. With, like, still, like, a used console that they bought at, like, a GameStop for, like, $10. Back when that was a thing. I was actually slightly considered legally homeless back in high school. Like, I still had a place to stay. I wasn't, like, literally, like, in, like, some kind of decrepit house trying to, like, stay alive. But, you know, on the side of a street or something. But, because it's defined in a way where you just, like, don't have a permanent means of housing. And when my dad ended up going bankrupt around that time after the 2008 recession, like a year or two after that or whatever it was, like, I was theoretically considered legally homeless for several months to almost a year in high school. It wasn't as bad as it sounds, but it's still technically, like, legally speaking, it was under that category. Like, almost every single week I was at a different place. Until we finally found a more stable unit after a bit of time. I gotta keep in mind, wasn't this the 14-minute timer one? You started the timer at a weird time. Yeah, that's something that's kind of interesting. RPGs definitely feel different now with access to the internet compared to before. Like, I feel the way that RPGs are experienced is drastically different than they were, like, 2 decades ago. Due to the internet existing. Though I wonder if they're ever going to make, like, a proper Pokemon MMO. Because they haven't really ever made one. There's been other companies that have tried doing so. Like, I believe Temtem was one. That they tried to make, like, an open world, or I'm not sure you'd really call it open world, but they tried to make, like, a MMO kind of style economy Pokemon game. I never played it. It didn't really seem that appealing to me. Also, they keep raising the price while still having, like, a battle pass, while still having microtransactions. Like, they do, like, every scummy microtransaction method you could think of. It's a one-time buy game that also has microtransactions, that also has a battle pass, that also has a cash shop. That also has an in-game market. That also has tax. Oh yeah, I realized recently, Old School RuneScape added tax. However, as a hardcore Iron Man account, it doesn't apply to us because we never use the Grand Exchange. So we never get taxed, which I find really funny. Let's wait out the timer. I think it was like up to 14 minutes, right? You know, I'm just gonna kill it. If we don't get to loot, we don't get to loot. Because if we can get a few extra vault keys, it's worth it. It sounds like most games. I don't know. I still have never bought in a single buy game that had a microtransaction shop in it. I know that's starting to become standard. But I've never actually gotten a game that has that mechanic. Because I hate the model, so I would never support such a game. But yeah, I have never bought in a one-time buy game that also has a microtransaction shop that also has a battle pass. I played games that have two of those, you know, they're free to play and they have a microtransaction shop and battle pass. Like those kind of games, they can get away with that because they're free, so, you know, they have to make their money somehow. But games that have a upfront buy of like, you know, 40, 50, 60, 70 bucks, then also have a battle pass and then also have a microtransaction shop, like that's just too much. Either buy single buy games or free to play games and support it as I feel needed. Anyways, guys, let's go do our final tally. And I think that might be it for now. As I do want to go pick up some food for the Super Bowl, go bake some cookies. Are you describing Overwatch? I've never played Overwatch 1 or 2. I was considering trying it when they made it free to play for 2, but I heard too many bad things about it initially, as well as servers being so bad that I figured I'll just pass. Blizzard has really went down lately. I have not forgiven Blizzard ever since they ruined Warcraft 3. Because they actually forced Warcraft 3 to be worse. They basically took the normal version and basically downgraded it and called it a remake. Or specifically a reforge. But it was probably the worst remake to ever exist in the history of remakes, as it ruined the game for everyone who's still playing, while also not adding any more population because it was just horrible. And like every promise they said they would do was just not there. They didn't redo the campaign at all. They didn't end up doing just almost everything they said they promised they would do. It was basically just like a $20 reskin of the game. And I still haven't even bought it to this day. I still use the old version of it. Because you have an old version of the physical, which I don't think they sell anymore. But if you have a copy of one of the old physical versions of Warcraft 3, you can still play the old version, but it still has all the problems that the new version has, because you can no longer, in isolation, if you connect to the internet, play the old version. You'd specifically have to have a way where you're just like disconnected from the internet and everything else to be able to do it properly. And for the longest times, they'd even have campaigns, which was really fun, like single-player campaigns, like custom ones. There's a lot of really cool custom ones. One that was actually Dragon-related, too, and had a really cool system. But I believe a lot of assets in it are broken and crashes your game now, because it's not really that compatible with the new changes that they made. And it was such a good... it was like a whole game in itself. It was like a 50-hour campaign, maybe even longer than that, that was within a game. Because that was one thing that was Warcraft 3 was really good at, having really fun games within games. So much so, Dota 1 was one of the games within that game. It literally became an esport, and it started an entire genre of MMOs, not MMOs, but multiplayer online battle arenas. It literally started a genre. It was so good. But there was a lot of games that were like that. It's just the most popular one that's normally pointed to in Warcraft 3. It's like, oh yeah, Dota 1 came from there, and you then spawned Dota 2, and then spawned, you know, the entirety of the genre. However, there was plenty of other really good games on Warcraft 3 that wasn't just that. Like, that was just one of many, many, many. That was just happens to be the most popular of the handful of them. But anyways, guys, let's go get a final tally. Hand out a redeem code. Let me go hand out the redeem code right now. So let me go get you guys the redeem code. Let's go get the final tally, and I think we might be wrapping it up for now. And keep in mind, no nightly stream tonight. We will be back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and be hopefully back to a completely normal schedule at that point. And we'll have the video up at a reasonable time, and go everything from there. That's pretty much the game plan. No technical difficulties this time around. Not this time. But anyways, let's hope so, because I've had a lot of technical difficulties this week. Like several. Like it's not even just one. It's just like a chain effect of multiple. But anyways, all right, let's go get our final tally. So Pity Keys, 49. Oh, that's not 50. I will have over 50 later, though. No, I do not want to buy the Valentine's Day pet. Also, speaking of which, don't forget, Wednesday's the next Valentine's Day pet, by the way. Do make sure to get it. Otherwise, they might try charging you $5 for it in the future. So make sure to get the Valentine's Day pet tomorrow, as you can get it for free. Which is much better than $5. Anyways, okay. So where are we? Let's go get our final tally. So go over here, go over to inventory. This isn't our final. I'm still grinding after this, but for streaming purposes, this is our final numbers that we have. So we started at 1,300, which means we have 436. Brain failed for a second there. So that's 436. 436. And Epic Vault Key started at... I need to double check my number, I actually forget. 565. And we are currently at that number, which means we are at 49. Oh, that's funny. We have 49 pity... Oh, interesting. We have even on them. We have 49 pity keys and 49 Epic Vault keys. That's kind of funny. And now if we add that up, real quick. I'll do a calculator, even though it's kind of easy to do in head, but just to make sure we get the exact number. Okay. So we take 98, because that's those two added together. We take 436, and that brings us to 534 total keys, counting pity. So it looks like we kind of did a 500 weekend. However, I am not done with the grind yet. I will still be doing some off stream. And will we get 200 something? Probably not that many, but I will do some. But it looks like this was more of a 500 hunt weekend than a 1,000 hunt weekend. But we did indeed crack 500, specifically 513. Which honestly, I'm kind of happy. Or sorry, 534, I mean. Which I'm kind of happy with that number. Not as high as we necessarily would want, but of course, we're still going to get another 100, 200 or so off stream. So it's not like the total final. So realistically, we're probably going to hit a total of like 700-ish, which is exactly what I predicted earlier. We'll probably hit 600 to 700 by the end of it all. And that seems to be exactly the case. So anyways, guys, I guess I'll wrap it up for now, unless there's any last-minute question here I may have missed. Wasn't Dota from Warcraft? Yes. Dota 1 was made within the Warcraft 3 engine, and then was bought by Valve, the rights to it. And then they ended up making Dota 2 out of it. And then it became one of the bigger few esports there is, as well as spawns the whole MMO genre. Not MMO, I keep saying MMO. I mean multiplayer online battle arena, MOBA genre. There was actually multiple MOBAs in Warcraft 3. One of my favorite was actually called Battle Tanks, which is still played competitively to this day. Not with like an esports scene, but you know, people play it casually, competitively. Like, you know, there's like a ranked ladder and everything made through Discord and all that. It's kind of cool. I used to play it back in the day. Maybe we'll stream it at some point. Because the 20-year anniversary of it, I believe, is coming around this year, I believe. Maybe we will at some point, just for a little bit of fun. Just to go back to the good old days, go show like a bunch of the mini games. I assume there's still enough people playing. Like Warcraft 3's player base has like completely dwindled, especially ever since they did the Reforged version. It actually made the player base go down, not up, because they ruined so many things. However, there's still enough of an active player base that we probably could still get into a game. It might take a couple minutes for some things, or several minutes, but yeah, we could probably still get into a couple of games, particularly some of the more popular ones. So we'll see exactly how that goes and go from there. No worries, we'll be grinding off stream. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Best of luck on the Vault event. Good luck if you're rooting for anyone on the Super Bowl. I'm rooting for the commercials. I'm hoping for not bad commercials this year. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Enjoy the weekend. Still got 12 hours to grind. Sorry, 13 hours. Almost. Well, 12 and a half. You got like 12 and a half more hours to grind on Vault event. So make sure to do so if you have some time within that time. And I definitely will be. Do off stream instead of on stream. And of course, no stream tonight. Next stream will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be back to completely normal schedule, but hopefully no issues anywhere. Anyways, guys, catch you later. Thanks for stopping by, and goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.